Hey all, it's Friday here at the CIOPCC, which usually means that I do a acquisition report talking about anything new that got acquired this week. Since there was only one thing acquired this week, it wasn't really worth doing an acquisition report. However, we're going to get swamped in the next few weeks because I did get slammed with a bunch of pre-orders coming through and getting charged this week. So there was a whole bunch of stuff over the next 2 or 3 weeks that'll start showing up. Until then, I'm going to talk about a collection suggestion for those of you who like Batman the Animated Series. Now, of course, we have the terrific older series that Kenner did. It's a wonderful series, but it can be a little pricey these days. There were quite a few figures in it. If it was only going to collect one thing, it might not necessarily be my suggestion, at least not from today. Another terrific line is, of course, the DC Direct line. We've done a favorite collection on this series. If you're into that, please look that up. But really, today what I'm going to talk about is a collection of mini busts that Diamond Select did for all of the DC animated shows. And this is a great collection to get into. Some of them have gotten a bit pricey, but for the most part, most of these mini busts that you're going to see, and this is a complete collection, are relatively inexpensive at this point. Now, what's really important is that you'll notice that these covered a bunch of the animated series. So, depending on your opinion, depends on whether or not you need certain ones to be complete. You'll notice they are differentiated by the base. So these ones here, you can see with this base, these are all Batman the Animated Series designs. As you can see, they did variants, sometimes black and white, sometimes did minor variations in poses. They also did some that were the Justice League animated cartoon. You can see some here based on that style with a slightly different base. And again, there's a nice example of one of the variants with Flash. Some more Batman animated. Justice League, Aquaman. Superman the Animated Series, you can see that Brainiac there has a slightly different base. Here we have some Batman Begins. So pretty much all of the animated shows that were done for DC at that time got covered in some way, shape, or form by this line. Here up on the top shelf. Come back across the other way. As I said, some of these do get a little pricey. They had several Joker varieties there. As you can see, they both did the black and white and swapped out some things in his hands to make them a little different. They did sometimes some paint variations, like at this Dark Knight Returns here. You're going to see another version of him here in a minute. Here's the one that's quite unique. We did not get a lot of stuff for the Beware the Batman cartoon. Here is Deathstroke. He was the one bust they did in the series based on that cartoon. There's that other Batman. And so you might see him and think, well, you know, I don't really need him. So being complete on this line is kind of dependent on what you're trying to accomplish. I love the Man-Bat. It's one of my favorites. Another one of my favorites is the Freeze. Spoiler alert, they're on Phantasm. For the 3 people of you watching this who haven't seen that movie. Another one of my favorites is this final one over here. It's a terrific version of Scarecrow from the show. So that's a complete collection as far as I'm concerned. You can definitely alter how many you have in your collection depending on what you're really going for. So that's my collection suggestion this week. Let me know if you're already into these or if you're interested in getting into them. Drop me a line. Until Monday when I do another top 10, have a great weekend.